Mic check 1 2. 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 What's going on? What's going on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. What's going on, people? What's going on, people? What's going on, people? How you doing? How you feeling? How you doing? Welcome back to the random show. 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 This is day number 10. Day number 10 of 31. They said I could never do it. They said I'd never get to this milestone, but we got here. We got to day 10 of 31. Day 10 of 31. Wow, what a miracle. What a blood clot miracle. Big up everybody who's going to be tuning in. Big up everybody live. Big up everybody who's going to be tuning in after the fact. Appreciate all of you. This is day 10 of 31 of our 31-day marathon stream. We are aiming to hit 500 members by the end of the 31 days. But the most important thing is to stream for those 31 days. I've fallen off my wagon. I've fallen off my horse plenty of times. I've got back on it now. And this is officially the longest I've ever streamed consecutively. This is the longest I've ever streamed consecutively on this channel, on any channel. This is the longest officially. So records will be broken every other day henceforth. But we're going to continue on all the way until 31. All the way until 31. If it's your first time tuning into the show, like the stream along the way if you enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel, all that good shit. Join the Discord, all that good shit. And as I said before, we're trying to hit 500 members. So if you want to gift the membership, opt in for gifted membership, or get a membership for yourself, you can click the link down below under in the description box. And of course, you can gift membership via the little dollar cash icon there on the flipping chat box. Nice and simple, easy and fast. Nice and simple, easy and fast. So we're not going to be here for long. We're not going to be on for too long. We're not going to be on too long. We're going to be probably for like an hour, maybe an hour or so. And I'll be back again obviously tomorrow, but we won't be here for too long, maybe about an hour. Cover some stuff quickly, and then of course tomorrow's a big one because T-Fat-K is back. T-Fat-K is back. Tomorrow should be a bit good one because T-Fat-K is back. We still haven't heard Brendan comment on the lawsuit, on the LOL suit. I keep messing up. It's not law, it's LOL suit. We haven't heard him comment on the lawsuit. And of course, Tim Kennedy's been exposed as a liar, or he's confessed that he lied. So I think tomorrow's T-Fat-K will be quite interesting to hear what Brendan and Brian will say about their friend, you know, who admitted stolen valor, who's basically a disgrace. I'm curious to see how they approach that, considering everything that's going on in their career. So it should be more jam-packed tomorrow, but today we're just going to cover some bits and bobs that I mentioned on title. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. First things first. First things first. There's an update. There's an update vis-a-vis our boy Tim Kennedy. Our boy Tim Kennedy has jumped back on social media. I'm not too sure if it's an addiction at this point, or maybe he's just not. What's that word called? He doesn't know how to read a room. But after Tim Kennedy basically admitted to stolen valor, and which then cast aspersion on any other kind of decorated crazy war story he shared, he came right back online and shared this picture about the Texas floods. I don't think it's in Austin, but wherever the floods are happening in Texas, thoughts and feelings about the people that have been affected by it. But Tim Kennedy decided in his wisdom, after announcing that he did lie about the valor he stole, he thought, you know what, the next best move is for me to just keep on keeping on. You know, so after the apology, he posted this video, or this, I think, is it a video? I think it's a video. Is it a picture? I think it's a picture. The caption on this he posted is, "This is a civilian helicopter landing on the sandbar once the water receded slightly to try and confirm if there are occupants inside of the vehicle that got washed off of a roadway while trying to help. Just as you can grasp the difficulty of what's in front of these search and rescue, now recovery teams. Water levels are rising and falling in real time. As you can see in the next two photos, the vehicle is nearly completely buried, submerged in the mud and debris. God bless the helpers and the first responders. So it's just a weird move, right? You get exposed for stolen valor. You didn't admit it all on your fucking Instagram stories, but you only admit the stolen valor part. You don't admit all the other bits and bobs. But most people that know liars know that you probably lied about everything. And then the first thing you do is just post something about the fucking floods. To be fair, if I wasn't, if I didn't have a dog in the race, I'd say this is actually quite a clever tactic. This is like the Lizzo tactic, right? When Lizzo was getting cancelled for allegedly abusing her backup dancers, Lizzo did a really interesting thing. She just ignored the cancellation. She just kept on going outside. She kept attending award shows. She just acted like nothing was going on. And eventually, I think people moved on. And of course, the accuser stories, they end up poking holes in it. But sometimes I think the best way to deal with the crazy rumors or the news cycle is just to simply ignore it. Just to simply fucking ignore it and keep moving on. But this is also a good approach, where you just keep acting like nothing's happening. You just keep acting like nothing's happening and hope eventually people get bored of you, which might be likely. I don't know. I'm not really too sure, but the place I go to, people don't really talk to each other, so I think it kind of helps the situation. But I just saw this post and I was like, Mamma mia, man, Tim Kennedy has got balls of steel, hasn't he? Then if you scroll through the comments, people are saying, judging the same thing I say. Another person here says, yeah, I mean, I get why people are mad at Tim, but also the comments on this post seem like mouth breathing 14-year-olds. Okay, shut up there. Another person here says, bro, stay off social media for a while. Another one says, almost sprained my thumb. Get into these comments, didn't disappoint. Was this post intentional or unintentional? That's a good one. Tim, it's time to shut up for a long time. I don't know, man. At this point, this isn't a recovery effort. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know, man. At this point, this is a recovery effort. And the last thing any influencer should be doing right now is milking this tragedy for clout on IG. Leave it to the professionals. Good point. Photograph got 4 bronze stars for taking these pics. Photographer got 4 bronze stars taking these pics. Wow, the comments are horrible. My father, Vietnam 4 tours, brother medic, paratrooper. I am in the military family. Yes, upset by choose to forgive. Light over darkness. The man made a huge mistake and owned it. Those without sin cast of. Oh, shut up. I guess a lot of this community of people in the army. Again, I'm not really versed in army people, but I'm assuming from all this forgiveness talk in the comments, I would assume there's a big portion of people who served who are Christians, right? I don't know how they married it up, but I would assume there's a big born again evangelical Christian community with people like this, no? Is that why they're all like so big on forgiving? Oh, he just did a mistake. It's not that big of a deal. Forgive. Like, what? Okay. The guy sounds like a pathological liar. It's not like he said one white lie. He said fucking millions of them. Another one says, wow, the comments are horrible. My fucker. No, I read it already. I'm not a PR dude or anything, but you should probably log off social media for a few weeks. Give it a rest. Another one said, I'm surprised the light glimmering from your medals didn't blind the camera. 20 deployments, LOL, someone said. Another one says, is the Bronze Star in the room with us now? Put social media down, brother. This ain't it. Another one says, can you confirm or deny that you intentionally contributed to these efforts? Big up the stream chat. Big up Jordan Ray. Big up Johnny Sneed. I see you. Chris Mack, I see you. Big up Michael Roy. Yeah, I saw. I'm gonna Michael Roy. I'm gonna do that one next. I saw that. What else we got here? Any more comments we can kind of upload? Okay, that one's okay. What we got here? I'm surprised I like it. We said that one already. Who else is on the list we haven't seen here? Trying to smooth over apology. Another one says, bro, stop talking about the airspace. Leave it to the professionals. My guy, get PR representative. It's too late for that, man. The damage has been done with Elon. I don't think no amount of PR or creative agency is going to change how she's perceived. As soon as that girl opens her mouth or just starts, acting like herself, is over. You can definitely polish the turd, as people say, right? That whole saying of, oh, you can never polish it. Yes, you can. You can bring someone to cover reference ages and then put them in the studio, put them in a stylist, mindset, whatever, and they can transform overnight, over freaking night. So, yeah, I do believe you can. But hey, what do I know? Absolutely nada. Big up the know nothing people, by the way. Big up the know nothing people. Big up the know nothing people. Cool. Let's move on. Let's actually get into the podcast cringe video that Michael Roy mentioned. So this one titled "The Missing Piece in Brendan Schaub's Lawsuit." As you can see here, or lawsuit as I had to say. Bloody hell, nice and snappy, right? You get the point of what he's trying to make. Let's see now. Let's see how this episode or this clip goes. It's pretty self-explanatory, but let's see how it goes.
There's not a bunch of cool stuff happening right
Is our
now.
energy low? We're okay.
No, man, we're just hanging out.
Just hanging out.
As most of you already know, Brendan Schaub is being sued for a business deal gone wrong. It's not about copyright strikes or defamation claims or some clip of him throwing his lawyer and business manager under the bus on a podcast and then walking it back in court like an 8-year-old who got found out.
Exactly.
This time it's about money, paperwork, ownership, and the one thing Brendan Schaub has never, ever handled well, pretending to be a business shark.
Exactly.
If you've been following this saga on my main channel and this Bites channel, you already know the basic outline. Brendan got involved in a CBD company, he flaked on the promo he got paid $370,000 for, and things went south. But what's playing out in this lawsuit isn't just another bad deal. It's
Still remember that crush it. Honestly. What a ridiculous that. You can tell you don't have any real friends in it. You lose a little race in the fucking parking lot to some other streamer guy. Again, that's not really about how it's fast, it's just about being able to win. You came to the flipping frame, you know what I mean? And then the guy won and he was fine. But you have to do whatever it takes to win. Whatever it takes. Sometimes it can be bad for you. But yeah, this is fucking stupid. You're meant to blow out 2 hammies. You got crushes that don't fit. It looks like you're only covering 1 hammy. It's like, what the hell is going on here, man? All stupid inflection shit that probably made it be like that, but who knows? Who freaking knows?
potentially something else, something that suggests Brendan wasn't just caught up in the chaos. He may have been holding the match, and we all know that of all people, Brendan should stay the fuck away from matches. By the way, for those wondering, he got served the same day my first video dropped, just not in the usual way. A process server went to his house in Texas, didn't find him home, left a message with the guy who answered the door, but in a twist so aggressively on brand it probably deserves its own video, Brendan called the guy back and offered to meet at a pizza shop. Not a lawyer's office, not even the back of the storage unit studio. Instead, he went for the full, here's your subpoena with a side of mozzarella sticks energy. Maybe Brendan really is a business shark after all. He combines civil litigation with a slice of pizza, business and pleasure. But the deeper you go into the filings, the stranger this whole thing gets. There are signatures, payouts, internal votes. There are conflicting timelines, emails that don't line up, and at least one billionaire in the background who, if we're being honest, makes the whole thing feel less like a business dispute and more like an Eastern European subplot from a James Bond movie. But even that's not the weirdest part, because buried in this mess is a single detail, one small but critical piece that for some reason just isn't there. And if that piece is missing because Brendan fumbled it, that's one thing. But if it's missing because someone else never got it in the first place, then this whole case might be built on a lie, a technicality that could work in Brendan's favor and completely free him from liability. So I'm going to give you the full breakdown on this missing piece in Brendan Schaub's lawsuit. It's not a clip, it's not a meme, it's not a panic text from a burner phone, a real piece of the puzzle I'm talking here. The one thing that might prove Brendan Schaub knew exactly what he was doing, or might explain why he's scrambling to act like he didn't. Damn it, I'm hard.
Okay.
It's like a tsunami.
Yeah, our buddy was on in his...
So I guess Podcast Cringe is trying to say that he may have played a bigger role in this whole conspiracy than it felt before. Before it felt like, okay, you got taken advantage of by some pros, but it sounded like she would have definitely known, or had suspicions, and didn't say nothing. So obviously going to get more time and shit. But yeah, brilliant. I love how he got his little bounty and big up fucking Devner.
Larger helicopter helping rescue workers. He hovered basically at 50 feet for 16 hours over 2 days,
Jesus
exhausted.
Christ.
But I said, you see any bodies or anything? He goes, dude, it's like we're looking for a needle in a needle stack. You can't see anything in that rain and stuff.
A needle in a haystack.
They were just picking up and dropping off rescue workers, dropping them off on sandbars, picking them up from sandbars. I mean,
At some point in every Brendan Schaub lawsuit, there's a moment where he pretends he had no idea what was going on, that he was just showing up, shaking hands, and letting his team handle the business. Classic thick boy strategy. Act like the world's dumbest CEO and hope the court agrees. But in this case, Brendan doesn't get to play dumb because we've got the texts, we've got the emails, we've got a drafted affidavit, and for a brief moment, Brendan Schaub looked like he was about to tell the truth. It's early 2022. Brady Bell has been pushed out of pure spectrum. There's been a corporate takeover. A new investor has stepped in, a guy named Pavel Cherkashin.
There's a new investor already. Jesus Christ.
He's a Russian venture capitalist allegedly worth billions of dollars, living in Silicon Valley, investing in blockchain startups, and according to Brady Bell's filings, helped bankroll the scheme to vote him out and seize control of the company. Take a look at this conversation between Brady Bell and Brendan, which basically explains how this whole battle for control started. Bell sounds pretty pissed off. He's ranting to Brendan about the Russian financial backers making threats, intimidating shareholders, manipulating management, and demanding payment for their outstanding loans. At one point, Bell even tells Brendan the Russian investors are calling some of my shareholders and talking shit on me.
Jesus Christ.
Later, he adds, they only have a promissory note, but they played KGB games and contacted 3 shareholders who they knew and tried to make me sound like a dick for not paying on time. Brendan's not pushing back. He's not laughing it off. He's not even defending himself. He's just absorbing the heat, trying to stay clear, try not to piss anyone off. When Brendan asks how much equity the Russians have, Bell replies they don't own any stock, just a promissory note, low-grade pressure move. And when Bell vents about the drama, Brendan drops this fucking gem. KGB def trouble, my man. Lol, let me know what we need to do. Let me translate that.
That is definitely on brand for Brendan, isn't it? KGB def trouble, my man. Def trouble. That's the understatement of the year. Understatement of the century. Def trouble. Oh, funny guy. But yeah, one of the collections, especially the meat and shit, could not be found. But yeah, this is a hilarious fucking back and forth messages from these guys. Jesus Christ.
Brendan Schaub wants absolutely no smoke. This isn't bravado. This isn't Bupper the business shark energy. He's not even going to ask them if they've got a gun. This is a man getting dragged into international startup beef and immediately trying to cover his own ass.
Oh yeah, he got paid by that Spanish startup, right? That took out a fucking payday loan to pay him his full amount. He just doesn't care. It just, I use it, whatever happens to those of you happens. Kind of wild. What are you saying? You can't or you can? I don't understand. Let's continue.
Later, Bell tells him these guys are demanding $1.6 million. Brendan doesn't push back. He doesn't question it. He just says, that's good. 1.6 in the grand scheme of things isn't too bad. Because when you're in over your head and the guy you're texting is calling your new business venture partners KGB fucks and comparing the company to a pressure campaign, you don't argue. You nod along and hope no one screenshots the thread and posts it online. And this is the part people miss. Brendan didn't mastermind this. He didn't lead it. He wasn't calling the shots. He was the useful idiot. He ended up getting caught in the middle of this battle between Brady Bell and the Russians because he allegedly signed a document claiming he still owned equity, even though by his own account, he gave up that ownership in 2021. That document was then used to help remove Brady Bell as CEO, supposedly by the same Russians they were just talking about in those text messages.
So he's cooked, isn't it? If you watch fucking
Big boy.
he's
Can you eat 'em?
cooked. He's fucking cooked.
You cannot eat them.
So then, after all of this went down, Brendan started panicking. He tells Brady he wants to make things right. So Bell sends him a draft affidavit, a statement Brendan can sign to clear it all up. It says
Jesus
Brendan
Christ.
didn't own any equity at the time, that he regrets signing the document that ousted Bell, that he was used as a pawn by the new investors. But Brendan didn't want to go that far. He asks for edits. Specifically, he wants two things removed.
Wow.
Any mention of the Russian billionaire Pavel Cherkashin and anything that might sound like he's admitting guilt. Total bupper move. He wants to clear the air, but without actually naming names or taking responsibility. But then he just bails completely. And look, maybe that fear is real. Maybe he genuinely thought some guy with Kremlin ties was going to send a black van to Calabasas, or maybe it was just another excuse to bail when things got serious. Like always, the second it got complicated, Brendan folded.
Exactly.
Like a lawn chair in a pizza shop, holding a subpoena in one hand and his career in the other.
I was going to just show Brian.
I'm
What?
gonna get sick.
What do you think it could be saying?
I'm gonna get sick. Such a baby, isn't it? I'm gonna get sick by drinking my trainer.
I think it's AI.
Oh, thank God. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, this
Our
is
friend
actually...
Kevin Bay sent me that. He's like, dude, how about
Jesus
Khabib? I
Christ.
went, and I go, buddy,
Isn't that amazing though?
That's
AI?
it's getting so good.
it's getting better, but you can still tell.
Really excuse.
I love Kevin
to
Bay.
get into
Yeah, he's the
fucking
best.
food.
I love that guy. I miss Kevin.
Jesus Christ.
Kevin's just great. Yeah, that's not what Khabib would never speak that way.
Yeah, he wouldn't talk like that for sure.
So here's where everything starts to wobble like Brendan's legs when he got knocked the fuck out by Roy Nelson. Let's say you're Brendan Schaub. You've signed some bad paperwork. You've watched the company you once partnered with turn into a full-blown Russian oligarch pet project. You're starting to have second thoughts. You reach out to the guy who got pushed out. You almost sign an affidavit saying you were part of the plan, and then you ghost him and say, "It's all out of my hands, my man." What happens next should be simple. The lawsuit gets filed, everyone brings out their receipts, and the key piece of evidence, the one that proves Brendan had no right to sell equity in the company, gets dropped on the table, right? Except it never does, because buried in all the filings, the emails, the texts, the affidavits, there's something missing. Something that every other claim in this whole lawsuit depends on. A piece of paperwork that allegedly proves Brendan gave up his stake in the company years ago. The moment this whole timeline is built around, the reason the $100,000 deal even qualifies as fraud in the first place. It's mentioned constantly throughout the filings. Brady Bell says it was signed. Brendan refers to it in his messages. His own draft affidavit says he gave up the equity. But where's the actual paperwork? The one thing that would make this case airtight? Well, it's not there. It's not in the exhibits. It's not in the court filings. It's not listed in the Colorado Business Register. It's not attached to any motion. It's not shown in any email. The court hasn't seen it, which raises a pretty uncomfortable question. What if that document doesn't exist? Because without it, this case isn't quite so clean. If Brendan never signed anything formally giving up his equity, then this isn't a cut and dry fraud case anymore. It's a dispute over who owned what and when, which means that $100K payout in 2023 might still be shady, it might still be sketchy, it might be peak Brendan Schaub being falsely confused, but it might not be illegal. And that changes everything, because now Brendan can argue that he was confused, that he never actually walked away, that he always thought he still owned part of the company, even though he was no longer involved with the promotion side of things. Maybe he really had been misled, manipulated.
As more as this story develops, it just seems like it's such a mess, and unfortunately it's going to hurt a lot of people, you know? Fortunately or unfortunately, it's going to hurt a lot of people. That's a really sad thing. I don't run away, get me. That's where it should be, actually. But hey, people want to put on a fucking person if I can read them. What is he saying here? Bob Violin or Bob Violin, whatever that guy's name is, raps as well. Back obviously then Penn doing his thing. Cool.
Strung along, just like he said in those panicked text messages. I was manipulated and not.
Big up on 10 Toes. Big up Sir Tory Steele. Big up crew. Big up crew. Well done.
Sure what the outcome is of the document I signed. That's the kind of quote that looks guilty when the paperwork's solid, and plausible deniability when it's not. And that's the problem here. This entire case hinges on an agreement that so far Brady Bell hasn't produced. It's the missing piece, and whether Brendan signed it and Bell's holding it, or Bell never got it signed in the first place, either way, it's the difference between
Powerful
fraud and
bunch.
a very dumb and very
Thought this world
expensive
comes crashing
misunderstanding.
down as Captain America gets busted. Now he's sipping Tiger Thick in the Texas studio corner.
Exactly.
I can't talk B.
Exactly. Just imagine the scenes. Imagine how joyous it will be if Brendan takes up drinking again. After, really, like you said, a really stressful, 18 months or so. The artist's not turning up, the music he's making, getting booked to play here. Do you know what I mean? The breakup, a lot of things have happened already. It's only 6 months in. We're only 6 months in. Oh no, 7 months in, sorry. And look how much is already happening. The world is healing, mate. The world is healing. Let's go.
So let's flip this for a second. Let's pretend you're Bupper's legal team. You've read the text, you've seen the draft affidavit, you know Brendan
Yeah, big up Apex Potter, well one.
thought he gave up his equity, or at least said he did, and then 2 years later signed a document selling it for $100K, which on its face looks like fraud. But there's one thing working in your favor. The plaintiff, like I said, still hasn't produced the signed agreement that proves Brendan actually gave up his stake. There's no final copy, no timestamp, no ink, no signature, just messages that talk about it like it happened, kind of like a vibe. And in court, vibes don't count. So your entire defense becomes one thing. Brenda never relinquished his equity in the company. He still owned his 10% stake. You tell the court Brendan was never properly removed as a member. No formal dissolution was ever filed. The company's own internal records, including their 2023 K1, still listed him as a 9.3% equity holder, and that if the company itself couldn't keep their ownership ledger straight, how was Brendan supposed to know any better? You lean into the fact that he's not a lawyer, not an executive, not a businessman. He's just a guy with CTE and a failing podcast network, and also a producer named Chin. He's not exactly
Also a producer named Chin. Come on, man, that's mean. Lay off Chin. He's a good egg. Lay off Chin. He's a good egg.
a criminal mastermind. And when the plaintiff brings up intent, you hammer the fact that Brendan's version of events are still plausible, even if it's stupid, even if it's sloppy, because in a fraud case, apparently stupidity is still a defense. And when it comes to Brendan, he's really fucking stupid. It doesn't have to be convincing, it just has to be confusing. And that's Brendan's sweet spot. Legal fog, paper trail confusion, corporate ambiguity. I mean, the guy can't even spell IMDb, and that's 4 fucking letters long. Because if there's no clear agreement showing he gave up his equity, if the I signed it part is based entirely on a draft affidavit that he never signed and some texts that he walked back, then this stops being a story about fraud and starts being a story about miscommunication, bad paperwork, misunderstood roles. In other words, Brendan's entire career. But here's the thing, if that document does exist and Brady Bell for some unknown reason is keeping it up his sleeve until Brendan files a defense, which honestly makes 0 sense to me, but if he does have it and the case moves forward into discovery, Brendan is beyond fucked.
He's gonna
like,
be fucked.
that would be an absolute disaster for him. Don't forget, there is so much at stake in discovery. Emails get subpoenaed, internal records come out, tax filings get cross-referenced, Slack messages, Google Drive folders, every version of the affidavit, every panicked text message about the KGB investor, all of it hits the record. And Brendan, the man whose entire strategy is blame the team, play dumb, and podcast through it, he definitely will not survive that. He doesn't want a trial. He wants this to go away, quietly, cheaply, preferably in a back room next to a pizza oven.
The funny thing, if he was still doing stand-up, he probably would have a lot more money to write off and just get the best lawyer just to kind of seal the deal. He's probably feeling a little bit, I won't say it's shy or whatever, but he's feeling a little bit put, with my parents and stuff. So I can only imagine if you're a grafter, you work hard and shit, but then everything you work hard for, the morals that you fucking preach, it's just full of lies because you do, the complete opposite. So it's kind of similar sort of feeling, I think, with this. But let's go back to that young thug post. Let's see what he's saying. Where are we? There's that young thug post. For fuck's sake. Where did I put it? Did I move it? Where is it? What the fuck? Did I move it? Or is it this one? Nope, it's not that one. Where is it? Where the fuck is the fucking tab? Big up everybody tuning in. If you like what you see a like. Please smash the like button down below. Please smash the like button down below. That'd be greatly appreciated. There's not a lot of you here, so smash the like button. Fucking, I don't know what it. Anyway, it doesn't show you how they make it, but essentially, I get the basics. You know what I mean? I feel like a bit of lettuce and some extra sausage and whatever else. That's it, really. Nothing too crazy. You get me? Man shouldn't really be here still, but here we are. Man really shouldn't be here still, but here we are, man. Okay, or they have to put a sign outside their fucking thing, dog friendly. So shut up. Cool. Let's check out what Sana's story is saying. What's she been up to lately? What Sana's been up to? She's been her friends have been getting married. What's she been up to? I wonder if we're gonna see if we're gonna see like a guest plot, and she's gonna come in one time and just mock us continuously for DJ for the girl. What do you guys think? I think that'd be a sick way to promote mixes. Not gonna lie. So I don't mind this. I don't mind this at all. There's that Running Man thing. Let's do a little bit of the Yuri stuff. Actually, let's move to the Yuri stuff. So Yuri stuff update is pretty gnarly. I'm not gonna lie. The Yuri stuff update is pretty gnarly. Let me see if I can get it up on here. Where is it? For fuck's sake, where is it? I just had it a second ago. Okay, cool. Let's just watch it from the Balenciaga fucking man. No, we don't do that. Where is it, man? Huh. Okay, cool. Well, I guess everyone's got their thing that they're into, innit? I guess everyone's got their thing that they're into. Man's out here dressed like Patrick Mason and shit. Fair play. Where is it? There's something here I want to show you guys. Where is it? Okay, there we go. Here. So let's just go through. Let's go through the Yuri. Yuri said him and Riley are moving to San Francisco. I don't know where they live now, but Yuri and Riley are planning to move wherever they're at now and move to San Francisco. I think the cost of life there must be super cheap compared to what's in London anyway. So it is what it is. You know, kind of is what it is. But we do get fat raves off the back of that. You know, we do get more experimental underground-ish side of things as well. But let me quickly scan through this, or let me go through this particular clip. Yuri and Riley moving to SF.
It was really hard though. How's life, bro? It's good, man. I was just talking about it with Riley.
That's a diabolical trim. Is that real, or is that just a skull hat or something? That is a fucking skull cap. If that's real, he looks awful. Jesus. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. But you didn't see, you know, man didn't see what was happening like there on the field and shit. Fair play. Let's save this just in case. And let's move on to some actual proper Miscellaneous fielders or players that would improve that squad. You get me? Maybe I'd want for 2 months, but cool, you keep one. You need a replacement who's not injury prone. You need a striker to maybe alleviate some of the pressure on fucking the blasters that are playing. You know, loads of things aren't happening. So let's see how my beloved United do. It'll probably get down to the wire, and then we'll get a book about not being enlightened enough and do this and doing that. You know what I mean? So definitely see where it's coming from with all this shit. Oh, what an amazing turn of events. So we got that. Let's quickly move on and show you some other bits and bobs regarding Yuri and Riley. Actually, it's actually kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie. Bear me a second here. I think it's here and here. Bear me a second, just quickly get to the screen. If you see what you like what you see, smash the like button, alright? Don't be fucking stingy. Smash the like button. Let me get this off the screen quickly so you don't see it. And then I'm gonna quickly go to, oh yeah, that's what I saw it. On the good old Twitter. So let's go over there quickly. The Twitter search. Let's do Coon. It says, it says former. I guess they're stepping down this week, so it's exclusive for you guys. So thank you for supporting all that shit. Especially to little old me. You get me. Cool. What else is I gonna say? Just in terms of like bikes and stuff, I don't think that's like a snakes as usual. Or if they do, it's like, you know, it's like a padlock you need to get replaced. It won't be that deep as well to see someone that riding around the streets like that, you know. You can probably give them the side eye because of how odd it is. But hey, here we are. Coolio. One more. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. We got everybody in the stream chat. We got everybody watching after the fact. Bang your chest. Hold your head up high. Let's fucking do this. Okay, cool. Let's quickly check if this guy's fresh off the boat too. Recent convert who now feels like he's in the place to tell people what they can do with their body. It's hilarious, by the way, but hey, what can you do? There he is. There they all are. Happy times. Happy fucking time. Now look at us. Sending shots and shit. Quite easy. Quite crazy. Always looking like fake cons. No, don't really. Okay, perhaps you can. I was mostly doing that old lady one, to be fair. Wasn't using anything else. Fair play. Fair fucking play. What can you do, you know? In other words, what can you do about that? How can you get this motherfucker on your show, you know? He said H, like I had a single bed. A single bed. Oh man, these fucking insults are fucking hilarious. Absolutely fucking hilarious. Alright, cool. Let's continue on. What's we going to do here? Oh yeah, let's quickly check the Instagrams actually. Let's see what I miss out on. I've comedy mothership, what's going on there? Let's quickly check that, then we can move on. Bear with me a second here. Bada bing, bada boom. Come on, you piece of shit. Work, work, work. Okay, cool. It's coming now. What they said there? What do you like something about something? The fuck you people are. I guess it's Love Island shit. I'm assuming it's probably what everyone's so emotionally invested in shit. Let's see what's comedy mothership posted lately. They've got a picture of Rogan hiding his tattoos because it makes it look too edgy. So he's got to, like, you know, present this. So he does that weird thing where he kind of, you know, pops his stomach out a bit when he's celebrating. But yeah, we got them. Moving on. What's he got? Oh, we got the. Is that the before or is that the after? I think that's after. And of course, Ron White got his teeth spread. I quite like Ron White. I'm not gonna lie. I quite enjoy his fucking crazy stories. So I'm not gonna lie. Okay, 62 plus. What you call the chariots is insane backup. Insane contract in the first place. Like what? 60? Like Jesus Christ. Even though it's dying a small, you know, long but painful death, I think any size is actually quite decent. But it's still, you know, Jesus. Man could have died off the back of that. Feel me? Okay, cool. Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh my. Okie dokie. What else we got here to quickly talk about? Oh, let's do Sam Altman. Have you guys seen this? Sam Altman, the founder of, or you know, the person in charge over there, OpenAI, had a little interview outside some conference he went to, and he was sporting these new sunglasses. Some people are hypothesizing these sunglasses could be the first shoe in the Yeezy collab in Sonya back in 2023. I think they use that sort of shit, so it won't surprise me if there wasn't no
Powerful bunch.
Yo, big up.
Tighten up, B.
What's that? Yeah, I'm not in a good space right now. I've been up for ages, and I've been working out for ages. So we're probably gonna watch this and end. To be fair, it is it's a bit crazy. It's a bit crazy how I am, to be honest, at the moment. I'll probably have to continue the Yuri talk tomorrow, to be fair, so I can give the Yuri talk my full focus. And I can stop sounding like I've just got punched in the head. You know what I mean? I sound like I've got fucking what's that thing called? I sound like I've got a concussion. That's what I sound like. I sound like I've got a concussion, or I sound like I've taken 17 different pills. What was I saying? Sam Altman, right? So Sam Altman, founder of OpenAI, had a little interview outside some conference he was at. And if you guys know, recently Sam Altman signed a big deal, like billions of billions, to nick fucking Johnny Ive, the inventor of the iPhone, who was formerly at Apple, legendary product designer, to work with him in his new company. We had no idea what it was they were working on, top secret. But in this interview, he's wearing these weird glasses, and people are hypothesizing that these glasses could be the next big product out of OpenAI. You know, the people that make fucking ChatGPT, they may be releasing these Johnny Ive, former iPhone designer, you know, fucking things back in the future. So and if I'm not mistaken, there's no screen as well. It's just like one big thing. I don't know, but allegedly those glasses are part of the collection. But I'm not too sure if I believe it. I think they might just be like a prop for now. But let's hear him anyway. Let's hear Sam Altman's impression on fucking OpenAI, Tesla, and Trump and all that shit.
How are you feeling about the battle for talent with Mark Zuckerberg and Meta? Fine. Good. And are you concerned about hiring?
Oh, do you guys hear about the war they've been having? So like OpenAI, Microsoft, Grok, everyone that has like everyone that has like a chatbot and shit, they're fucking offering hundreds of millions of compensation packages to get the best candidates. So I think just today, there's a photo shoot with what's her name that took Ozempic. It looks fantastic. I forgot her fucking name in my top of my head, but they're now paying. These companies are now going around and poaching all the best talent from other companies and paying them crazy amounts. One executive recently got paid essentially 200 million to sign on to a new company, left of it on the spot. So it's kind of fucking up, you know, the level of competition, because they're all going to one place because they'll put all the money and blah blah blah. But you know, Satan, you know, what can you do? I'm hoping I can't wait to see what they're like. Hopefully there's some sort of device. I'd wear them. If there's some sort of AI computer camera thing that scans, that gives you information, maybe the sound is drummed here through your skull for deeper bass, I'm all for it, mate. I'll wear them to the fucking stream.
Or not having enough people to hire in this market?
I think we have obviously we have an incredibly talented team, and I think they really love what they're doing. Obviously, some people will go to different places. There's a lot of...
Big up Key P, you're wearing them right now, AZ. Touche.
Excitement, I guess we could say, in the industry, but no, I think we feel fine.
Talk to us about AI regulation. The new Trump bill enables all 50 states to regulate individually. What does that mean for you and the other tech giants?
I assume we'll figure it out as we go. I don't think anyone knows how this is going to go. One thing I've learned about how regulation works is I have no idea, and neither do any of the supposed experts, but we'll figure it out.
Very politician-like answer. For my fellow Americans out there, be careful about this guy. He's slippery and he lies a lot. But he also sounds like a politician, so don't be surprised if this guy makes a run for it. Don't be surprised if he makes a run for it to become a politician, or president or whatever. Because I feel like these guys are angling for something. You know, I think they're angling for something. I don't know what it is, but they're definitely angling for something.
What type of AI regulation would you advocate for that you think would also be fair in terms of competition?
Personally, I think something at the federal level focused on the sort of extreme leading edge of capabilities in a way that makes it easy for smaller companies to do whatever they want to do, but can sort of keep a check on the biggest safety risks. That seems sensible to me, but again, we're not the regulators here.
And how's your relationship with the Trump administration, and what kind of talks have you been having with them?
Good. I think they really care about AI infrastructure and building that out.
That's a weird way to say good, isn't it? You shake your head, but then you say good.
Seeing the U.S. succeed here, so it's been constructive.
To Mark Zuckerberg, he started poaching some of your talent?
I have not, but I'm sure I'll see him this week. I'm looking forward to it. Having a great mission and really talented people, and trying to build a great research lab and a great company too.
You made some comments about feeling politically homeless. How do you feel about Elon Musk starting a new political party, and what is your statement?
I don't know. I haven't had a chance to read about it. It's like the America Party or something.
What does it mean that you said you feel?
What do you mean, or something, you know?
Politically homeless.
Oh, I was a Democrat for a long time, and now I don't generally feel represented by the sort of mainstream Democrats anymore.
Why is that?
I think I said it kind of as clearly as I could. Like, I am a believer in technology and science and economic growth, and sort of, I think that I'm all for offering great services, and I'm all for figuring out ways to make capitalism super inclusive. But I think part of the thing has got to be we drive the country towards very significant economic growth, and I think we should lead the world in that. And I would love a party that pushes for that, and also pushes for everything else I believe in.
So could you donate to the American Party, perhaps?
I literally, other than those words,
Would you donate? Hey, he's not going to donate. He fucking hates Elon.
Just said everything I know about the party.
And what do you make of Elon's bust up with Trump? You must be finding that quite funny, watching from the sideline.
Elon busts up with everybody. Come on, that's what he does.
And how's your relationship with him?
How do you think? Yeah, I don't.
What are the topics you're most interested in talking about here today?
AI.
AI. And what is
I like AI.
What is your conversation going to be with the other leaders like Satya Nadella, and how's your relationship with Microsoft?
Relationship is great. We're going to talk about how we can build more computers, and man, the growth rate in this industry is like nothing I've ever seen, and trying to figure out how to support it with infrastructure is really hard.
Bro, they're paying executives, they're paying researchers, they're paying AI researchers north of $100 million as a pay package to get them to lead their companies. They're poached, OpenAI is poaching researchers from Apple. Grok is poaching researchers from OpenAI and other companies. They're saying, look, fuck your computer that's got like a built-in speaker. They're telling them, come to my company and we'll make history. Imagine somebody offering you a $100 million pay package. Jesus Christ.
Some jobs, AI gets smarter, and people do things.
Some jobs will go away for sure. Many jobs will just sort of transform in how they look, and then there will be huge categories of new jobs that are created. I mean, I think we can study recent technological revolutions to say nothing of the ones from further away about how this will go. But yeah, of course, some jobs will go away. There will be some new jobs.
Jesus Christ, so callous, isn't it? Jobs will go away. There'll be some new jobs. Like, fucking hell. Jobs will go away. They'll need some, like, okay. Thanks, I guess.
We're growing so fast that we just make people more efficient, and there's still like so much more to do. All right. I wish I had more to say.
Are you wearing smart glasses? Are these smart glasses?
Absolutely not. I don't like smart glasses.
No, can you give any hints about what your hardware is going to be about?
No, but it's going to be great.
He ran away. He ran away. Interesting fella. Anyways, people, this is a very, 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 very subpar show. So I'm going to bail on it now. And we're going to come back again tomorrow, fresh and ready to go for the new episode of T5K. I'm just way too tired now to keep it fucking functioning. And I'm slurring my words and sounding like I'm fucking high, drunk, or or both, So we're gonna come back tomorrow with more energy, more vibes, more coffee, more caffeine, more crack cocaine, and whatever else it may be, to keep us bubbling over. But it should be jam-packed tomorrow. It should be jam-packed. T5K is back. Will Brendan address the LOL suit? Will Brendan speak about Tim Kennedy? Will Brian speak about Tim Kennedy? Tomorrow also, maybe Joe Rogan will do a podcast. Will he speak about Tim Kennedy? I'm gripped to the edge of my seat. I'm gripped to check out. So please bear with me, and I'll be back again tomorrow properly, and we'll do this properly, okay? Apologies again for the fucking shit show. Apologies for coming on too late. I'm fucking smashed, but we're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this. Thank you, everybody. Peace out. See you guys tomorrow. Okay, cool.